What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be predicting the NBA standings midway through the season and how I think everybody will finish. I did this with in a live stream, but now I'm going to do my end of season midway through the season predictions. I was wrong on some of these. Some I said, too high, some too low. But I'm going to get right into it. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to get me to 200 subs. And like this video if you enjoy it. So let's get right into it. Number one, I think it's pretty self-explanatory at this point. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they are the best team in the Western Conference. No explanation there. Shea is probably going to win MVP. Chet Holmgren is fitting in nicely for this team, and that's why they get number one. Number two, I'm going to go Denver. I think the Lakers have to adjust with Luka. LeBron's going to be out for a little bit. And like I said, I'm not very high on Luka being on the Lakers. I said it before. I'll say it again. I'm not very high on that. But the Lakers are going to be number 3 for me. That's their talented team. Austin Reeves on their team. Dalton Knecht. They have Rui Hachimura on their team. Gabe Vincent. Okay, so this is a team with talent. Obviously, Luka on their team. Jackson Hayes, an underrated center. LeBron, great leader for the team. They're going number 3. Grizzlies number 4. This is something I didn't expect. Okay, I didn't expect this to happen. But Grizzlies are doing very well. Rockets, another thing. I didn't expect them to be this good. Grizzlies and Rockets will be a fun playoff matchup. But I think this is what's going to happen. 4th and 5th, Grizzlies and Rockets. And number 6, this was kind of iffy for me. Wasn't really too sure with this. I'm actually going to go with the Clippers 6th and Warriors 7th. The Warriors have been really good, as you know, with Jimmy Butler. That's something I didn't expect. The Clippers, I think what's going to help them in the playoffs is their defense. They have the best defense in the NBA, in my opinion. I just saw tonight, they were playing the Hawks tonight, and what they did to them was unbelievable. In the third quarter, they only allowed them to score 8 points. Their defense is very good, and that's what's going to get them ahead in the future. Then for me, number 8, Minnesota. I didn't expect them to be this bad, actually. Number 8 is obviously not bad, but I didn't expect them to be down this much. And I'm going to go with the Kings 9th. Zach LaVine is doing good on the Kings. Right, he's doing good. And then this is a hot take from me. I'm going to say at number 10, the Blazers make a sneaky run into the play-in tournament because they have talent on this team. They have, obviously, Donovan Clingan, the rookie. They have Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp, all this young talent, Denny Advia on their team. This Portland team has been surprising me. They've had a very tough schedule as of late. They've played teams like the Cavs, the Celtics, Knicks. They've been close to beating them, but they couldn't push for the lead. But if they play that well against other teams, I think they'll have a real shot at making a nice run and into the play-in tournament. I really do. And number 11, we're going to say the Suns. The Suns just missed out. The Suns are in a very bad position it is probably so awkward in the locker room because they try to trade Kevin Durant behind his back, and obviously that was a big issue that happened. But they need to fix something with their team. This is not working, right? And they're number 11 for that reason. Number 12, I'm gonna go with the Dallas Mavericks. I think they missed out in the play-in. The Mavericks are going to continue to lose games. They're going to continue to be on a downfall. Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving out. They literally have pretty much Klay Thompson as their starter. Christie from the Lakers, he's doing very good as a Dallas Mavericks player. I'm impressed. But, they needed Anthony Davis because they traded away Luka, which was a horrible decision. And yet the guy who they got in return, Anthony Davis, isn't even playing, which is the big problem. The Spurs, I'm going to go 13th because, they just got slapped, absolutely demolished by the Rockets. I think the score was like 133-96. This team is just bad without Wemby. And now De'Aaron Fox is going to have a season-ending injury, surgery, too. So this team is just nothing. This team is going to lose a bunch of games coming up real soon. Number 14, New Orleans. They had a bad... If Zion could stay healthy, this team's a good team. But right now, they don't really have a shot to make a push for the play-in. They're very far behind. And obviously 15 is the Jazz. They're still young. And we're going to move on to the East, folks. That's how it goes. So let me know if you guys agree. Yeah, I want you guys to see these again. So Thunder 1, Nuggets 2, Lakers 3, Grizzlies 4, Rockets 5th, Clippers 6th, Warriors 7th, Timberwolves 8th, Kings 9th, Blazers 10th, Suns 11th, Mavericks 12th, 13th Spurs, 14th Pelicans, and 15th the Jazz. That is the predictions. Some are different than from what I predicted on my live stream. If you haven't checked it out, make sure to check it out. It was my NBA standings predictions video. And we're going to move on to the Eastern Conference. Of the Cavs, obviously number 1. They are so good. And this is something I didn't expect. I think on my previous prediction, I put them like 5th or 6th. And was I wrong. The Cavs, I didn't think having Kenny Atkinson as their coach would benefit so much to this team. Not to mention like Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, all of them are just working so well together. They got DeAndre Hunter, who really for the Hawks, I'll get to them when I go down to them. It's not a big loss like I thought it would be for them too. But DeAndre Hunter was definitely a good grab for Cleveland. And yeah, they're the number 1. They're right now on a 16-game winning streak. They're 56-10. And I don't think they're going to lose any more games the rest of the season. I really, really think that they're probably not going to lose at all this season. They'll end the season with a 30-game winning streak and have a 70-game win 70-win season. That's why I think it's just this team is unstoppable, and you have to think about that during the playoffs. The Celtics number 2. The Celtics aren't getting anywhere in the playoffs. I'm not saying it because I hate the Celtics. The Sixers rivalry. This team can only make threes. their defense isn't even as good as it used to be. You know, when they had Marcus Smart, they had Robert Williams the third on their team. It's just not as good as it used to be. Jason Tatum's having a great season. Jaylen Brown's having a great season. But yeah, just not. This team can really. Their only really good quality is 3-point shooting. So that's why. But number two, I think it's what everybody expected. Number two or number one, somewhere around that area. Three, I'm gonna go with New York. The listen, the Knicks are a good team, but come playoff time, it's a different story, and they are really bad against the Celtics, the Cavs, and the Thunder. I think they're like 0-7 against those teams, and they can't beat good teams. They can't beat championship teams. That's a big problem. But number three, I expected them to be higher. I think I put them number one. I think, but I expected them to be higher. But number three is still really good. Now this is gonna be shocking. Not shocking, but this is a debate whether we have who will finish number four, finish top four. I'm gonna go Milwaukee and then Indiana. So that will be it. The fourth and fifth locked up. The Pacers will not get home court advantage. The Bucks will, and the Bucks have been really good. The Pacers, they were good. That's the team that beat my Sixers. I mean, I'm fully convinced that as of right now, if my Sixers played the Wizards, they would lose to them. I am fully convinced of that because my Sixers have been terrible. And we'll get into that later in the video. Number 6, Detroit. They just missed out on the play-in. The Pistons surprised me tremendously. I expected them to get into the play-in or sneaky play-in. I did not expect them to not even be in the play-in, and they would just be so good. Number 6, the Pistons were so bad last year that they would get booed off the court by their own fans. The fans wore paper bags over their heads. They were chanting, "Sell the team," last year. They were so bad that Wingstop even did a thing where every time the Pistons won a game, people would get for free Wingstop. Now, if Wingstop did that this year, they would go broke because the Pistons, they win a lot of games. They've been doing very good this season. I've been very impressed. The most surprising team by a mile, this team. Can you imagine, from a 14-win team to a 35-win team, and they'll be winning more. They'll probably end up with like 45 wins. That's a good season right there. Number 7 is the Hawks. This is a tough situation for them without Jalen Johnson, but there are 3 guys that they got. Karis LeVert, George Niang, and Terrence Mann are working out very nicely for the team. I thought it was a loss that they gave away DeAndre Hunter. But let's remember, Karis LeVert is putting up very similar stats to what DeAndre Hunter would. Plus, I think he's done better defensively. And you add George Niang in there, who's a great veteran for the team and a great 3-point shooter. And Terrence Mann, better defender than Bogey. Maybe not as good as a shooter, but the Hawks that's their biggest weakness is defense, and they've added good defenders to go along with Dyson Daniels. Really impressive the way they've been playing. Number 8, Orlando. Number 9, Miami. Number 10, Chicago. I'll think about that for a second. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now. I didn't want to see number 8, Magic. Number 9, Heat. Number 10, Bulls. The Magic, for me, I don't know what's happened to them. I feel like they've just been off. Like, their injury luck has been bad this year, but even when healthy, they just haven't looked the same. Miami will never be the same again. And number 10, the Bulls. Yeah, Zach Collins is doing good on this team, by the way. And, they got more talent, but we'll see what happens. Number 11, I think, will be Brooklyn. They just missed out on the play-in. And number 12 will be Toronto. And I'm going to go my Sixers at 13th. Here's the thing. My Sixers, I think at this point they're just trying to tank. Because unbelievable that how disappointing they've been. I don't think, I don't know. They've had some moments this season where it was just so bad that I was embarrassed for them, because this team sucks. My Sixers suck. I'll admit it. Even with Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George, even with everyone healthy, this team is garbage. And something needs to be done. Because even when they were all healthy, the Sixers were still losing. So it was ridiculous that they signed Paul George to a big contract. It was ridiculous that they re-signed Embiid. The process is over. Hopefully the Sixers can get Cooper Flag somehow. That's the only thing. Then finally, number 14, Charlotte. Number 15, Washington. That is pretty self-explanatory. But those are my predictions. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Subscribe if you were excited for the playoffs, because I know I am. But at the same time, I'm not, because this was a exciting season, had a lot of ups and downs, had a lot of surprises, but we'll see what happens come playoff time. And till next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.